Shamia, baby, I need you to get on your Nene leaks. I really do.
I said what I said.
And stand in it too.
How we get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back, man. She just gotta want all of that, so that's why I bought.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's time for us to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let us talk about it. Shamia is crying, right? She decided to cry in the car. Y'all know that Shamia and Porsha got into it at the table where Shamia brought up Porsha's mom and Shamia's dad. She brought all that up. And so Kelly is deciding to support her in this moment, right? They go to the car, they go from the car to, I believe it was a hotel room or something. And Shamia talks about how she just shuts down or something. And I'm like, girl, that was not shutting down. That was exposing. What do you mean? Are you saying that you shut down when people do certain things to you? You shut down in that moment because you don't want to blast them? You don't want to, say anything to make them feel away? Why? Now, I feel like a lot of people pleasers act like that, but we grown now. We grown now. Let them folks know what's up. Okay. And for me, I don't disagree with you calling Porsha out in my personal because I feel like she isn't the only person that gets to push a narrative. Okay. So if you're gonna say my mama did something egregious to your, then I'm back on your head top with it too. Like I'm a fire right back. So I don't fault you on that. Right. So she says that she's cool on Porsha at this time. And I'm like, you should have been cool on Porsha. What do you mean? She ain't been saying nothing to you. Now, I do feel like there have been times in production where the two seem to be getting along. Like when they did like the 80s party, 90s party, whatever Pinky thing was. It seemed like, they were cool, doing the little dances and a little skate. And whenever it seemed like they might be interacting, I noticed the camera may cut and go to something else. Okay. So but I don't know at the same time because I feel like it could be one of those we're feeling the moment. You know how you just having fun in the moment and you ain't really thinking about no issues. It's just about the vibe in the moment. So maybe it's just one of those situations. Either way, Shamia says she cool on Porsha. Should have happened a long time ago. Shamia says they were sisters and her hope for them to always come back together don't seem like it's happening. Of course not. You ensured that. Okay. You ensured that it won't happen when you said what you said. All right. Now, for me, I would not have said what was said, especially in front of a group of ladies that I know don't really wish me and this person well in our friendship anyway. Okay. So I wouldn't have said what I said in front of those ladies at all. And if I have any care to see this friendship get back on track, I'm not gonna say that. Now, if I don't give a about this friendship and y'all, you and your mama can kiss my, then I'm gonna say what the hell I want to say. Cause you don't get to say shit about me and think I'm not gonna respond back. Okay? So it's really just like that. But if you knew that you were gonna care, and I feel like all of this crying that you're doing is like you care. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to get her back, but it seemed like you also wanted the friendship back. So for me, I feel like maybe you should have thought more about that. I think you acted impulsively. But then not so impulsive either because you said that it was festering. So I don't know, but that's what they got going on, child. So good luck, honey. Pinky says that she's tired of this portion. Shamia debacle, girl. We see each other. I'm over there with you. I'm getting tired of it. They go to the club. K. Michelle serenades Phaedra for her birthday, singing, I believe it was VSOP. K. Michelle decides to bring up Drew and have Drew come up there and sing Delusional. And I really liked that K. Michelle did that. It made me feel like K. Michelle and Drew are getting to a better place. Not friends yet, but they are getting to a better place, okay? Considering the last time that they did talk, I believe K. Michelle was getting up from the table and catching her ride, or at least taking Shamia's ride, right? So to see that, I was like, I appreciate that. Now, what I did not like was when Drew's song was playing, like, I felt like we got to see K. Michelle perform, but I did not get to see Drew perform for real. I mean, we over here having to look at damn Shamia come down the hallway, and I sleep was like, I don't give a damn about what Shamia doing. I know she coming. Like, girl, I'm trying to sing the Janelle. Like, girl, I'm trying to sing this. I want to see it. Anywho, so Shamia and Kelly, they walk in there in the venue or whatever. I believe that's when K. Michelle brought out Never Had Shamia's song, which was cute. And I said, y'all better do these. Come on. Baby, go ahead, relax. Sit back. Hey, I'ma handle all of that. Woo, come on. I like the song. Song is very cute. Okay. So she gets on the mic, she's singing. Porsha sees her come in, she gathers her things, she leaves, all right? Now, for me, I don't think the ladies knew Porsha had walked out at that moment. I think Drew realized it, and so she went to follow behind Porsha. She was looking for her, right? Afterwards, it seemed like once Shamia was wrapping up her song, I think the ladies left. I don't know. I don't think Shamia was completely done with the song, but as it was closing out, I think the ladies left to go see where Porsha was, right? And for all of y'all to pretty much leave when Porsha left, it is giving follower, not gonna hold you. So two things can be true. They did hang around and they did support you while the song was playing, Shamia. Maybe not all the way through, but for majority of the song, I feel like the ladies were there, except for Drew. After that, they were being a follower, following behind their leader, because when Porsha went to get in the car, they went to leave as well. Okay, so it's giving follower. Now, I will say Angela and Drew don't fuck with you though, right? They don't F with you. So it's like expecting them to stay is kind of like, why? They got an issue with you, girl. Angela just sat up here and lied on you. Like, why would I even want her to stay around and listen to me sing? Like, girl, bye. However, even though I'm like, they don't F with you and they still left, it is like, but y'all still hung back though and watched her perform. So y'all didn't have to leave. Y'all chose to leave and follow behind Porsha because number one, you want to honor your master, but then also two, you wanted to make Shamia feel a certain way, knowing that majority of the group walked out on her ass when she was closing out that song. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of that could be true. I feel like the discourse people are having, I don't think we're all completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they stayed for some of the song, but they also left the fucking building too, following behind. All right. But either way, that's what's going on. Drew and Angela sitting up there lying to each other. Okay. Drew says that she wouldn't have done that. Lies. You definitely would have done that. Okay, you've been giving and then she goes in the confessional and says something like, "Oh, we don't talk about mamas." And I'm like, "Girl, you've been shady as fuck to Shamia, and rightfully so, because I'm not gonna. I've been defending you in that shadiness, okay? Because Shamia, you wasn't right with how you move with Drew, okay? So I'm with you on that. However, don't sit up here and act like you would have been coming into a space like you wouldn't like with your issue with Shamia. If this was you and Shamia getting into it and y'all at the club, you would have showed up the same way Shamia did. Hey, having a good time. Like if it was you and Porsha, you still would have showed up. Hey, having a good time. You would have showed that you're not gonna affect my mood, right? You would have did the same damn thing. Okay. And then also don't sit up here and say that we don't talk about mamas, Drew. Because when you and Shamia were back in Texas and y'all were having a conversation of trying to mend things, before y'all could even hug it out, you brought up her mama. You brought her mama up in it. So it's like, don't say we don't talk about mamas when you already did. Yikes. So let's not lie. Then you got Angela over here asking, how can you walk in here, Shamia, after you said what you said about this girl's mom? How can you do that? Be clear. Whether she would have showed up or not have shown up, y'all would have made it an issue. If Shamia would not have shown up, y'all would have been like, well, why didn't you show up? We were celebrating Phaedra. That didn't have anything to do with Porsha. Like, I thought you cared about Phaedra. You and Phaedra are good. Why would you? Y'all would have definitely, the way y'all have been moving with this lady, okay, this entire season, girl, y'all was going to find something. Because it didn't take much for y'all to find some shit to say that she was over there putting words in K. Michelle's ear. Come on now. Either way, the next morning, Phaedra taking some of the ladies to the cemetery. Porsha taking the other ladies to the spa on the property. I'm screaming. Phaedra tells Porsha that she wants to take Shamia with her to the cemetery. And Porsha says, oh. And I'm like, why are you acting surprised? You want her ass here with you going to the spa? After what she said? Because remember, you just ran out the night before. So why are you like, like, of course she's going to the damn cemetery with Phaedra. So Phaedra says, well, it's because I want to talk to her to see if we could bury it. You want to talk to her to see if you could bury it. I mean, was Porsha expecting you not to film with Shamia at all after what happened? Because she probably wasn't going to film with her on the spa part. So was that because you weren't supposed to be filming with her at the cemetery? Like, what the hell was that about? I'm like, girl, what? Either way, Phaedra wants to see if they could bury it. Porsha says I'm going to match her energy, okay? If that's how we move, I'm going to match her energy. But I do believe the conversation going to come up at some point. And Phaedra tells her, listen, girl, I don't want none of that foolishness over here at my birthday. Okay, now y'all already cut up down there, but don't cut up here. You understand? Don't do that. And Porsha said, well, no, baby, you know how we get down. No, you know how we get down when we be having these little activities, girl. It's definitely gonna come up, and it might be a little piece of foolishness. I'm not gonna hold you. I just would prefer for you to be prepared for the foolishness that's going to follow. But I just want you to know, okay? Then she proceeds to say that Shamia is trying to sabotage once again another trip. First of all, she didn't sabotage the last trip. Because her room was dirty, her and Kelly, how the fuck were they sabotaging it? Because they didn't want to come to dinner with a dirty ass room? What? And it was in that moment that y'all justify any negative thing that happened to this lady like it was okay. I don't know a person in America, unless you a nasty ass person, that would be okay going to a damn Airbnb or somebody else's home and the sheets is dirty. Like, is you cool? What? And y'all I wouldn't want to go to dinner either, bitch. I wouldn't want to go either. And K Michelle didn't show up. She went and sat down there with Drew, cause she ain't have her hair and makeup. So was K Michelle trying to ruin the trip too? Was she trying to sabotage it as well? Because she went and sat with Shamia and Kelly, cause she didn't have her makeup and hair. Oh, okay. Anywho, that didn't really make sense. Okay. Um, what else? I also felt like when it comes to Porsha, fans do not see how she has been trying to make Shamia 100% the damn problem, saying that she's trying to sabotage yet another trip, as if she was the one to sabotage the first trip, which she was not. Okay? If y'all, I feel like I probably would have took it better if y'all tried to say K Michelle was trying to sabotage the trips, considering the fact that she started talking about a damn plot and then got into it with damn Drew for no reason. I feel like Shamia, I'm not saying she's not a part of a problem, but I do believe she less than 50%. I do feel like it's less than 50% the problem. Period. And the fact that y'all don't see that is crazy. All right. Let's keep going. So Porsha calls Lauren on the phone. She tells her about Shamia bringing up Pilar and how she doesn't want Pilar around them. And Porsha says, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, ma'am, you know exactly what she's talking about. She got it from your baby daddy. And when you were sitting at that table, you didn't deny what she was talking about. If anything, you justified not having your daughter around her. And I don't think you was wrong for that. If I don't fuck with you, I don't have to have my child. So don't question me about anything about why my child is not around you, because I said so. And if the answer is because I said so, I don't owe you nothing else. It's just that simple. You don't get to ask me no. Okay? Period. Right? However, when you talk to your sister, like what, like trying to again make it seem like Shabir just came up with something out of thin air, her timing may have been wrong. Because again, if you care about the friendship, I do feel like pull that lady to the side and have a talk. Unless she was like, I'm not doing those side conversations, and you was left to expose her in that moment, I guess. But all in all, like the baby daddy, like he was the one that said it. I don't really see nothing wrong. I agree with Porsha. No, my child ain't got to be around you. But also, Porsha, you're sitting up here trying to make it seem like she's that terrible. Like, what are you talking about? Where did you get this from your fucking baby daddy, girl? I said, baby, Porsha just be playing in y'all face and y'all be chewing on it too. So Porsha says the girls in the group, implying that there was more than one person to say this when they only had a clip of one damn person. She says the girls in the group are saying Shamia is using Pilar for clout. Girl, ain't nobody used that little girl for clout more than you have. Stop. Stop. Clout for what? She's not posting your daughter on social media. She's not going around bragging that she's been around your daughter all the time. And even then, if she was saying, well, I'm able to still see Pilar because, Dennis and Gerald are cool or whatever the case was. Like, how is that clout? That makes no sense. And typically, if she's saying that, it's likely because somebody has asked her. Because be clear, the reason Cynthia and Shamil were talking about your daughter at all was because Cynthia's ass asked, why was Dennis invited to the damn party? Oh, then she learns how close Dennis and Gerald have been. So when they get together, it's a perfect time for the girls to get together as well. But you don't want Dennis to allow your daughter to be around the child, but you want Dennis to trust you with who you have the child around. And he has the child around a person that you've known for fucking years. A person that you've been comfortable with for years. And it wasn't until the season started that you told him not to take your child around a girl. Oh, okay. Around Shamia. Oh, okay. That be the subtle shit I be talking about when I say Porsha do shit indirectly to get a reaction out. Or I'm not going to say to get a reaction out of Shamia, but definitely to make Shamia feel away. But Dennis can't have the kids around nobody, but he got to trust and be okay with who you going to have the child around. Girl, it's okay. Well, y'all do what y'all want to do. Okay. Because I agree with that. And then I feel like it's bullshit at the same time. I agree with it because as a mama, I said what the hell I said. I did. But at the same time, it is a bit of unfairness that you get to make a call to do what you want to do, but I can't do the same. Oh, okay. Right? It's not as fair, but let's keep going. Production. They end up showing the conversation, I believe, when Cynthia talked to Shamia saying that, oh, well, she's talking to Porsha, but she's telling her what Shamia said about being able to see Pilar. And it wasn't nothing about it giving clout. I hate when Porsha used particular words regarding Shamia to heighten the issue to make Shamia seem like she's this horrible person. It's crazy. It's really weird. Either way, Porsha then tells her that Shamia said her mom tried to sleep with her dad. And Porsha says, Shamia daddy never even had teeth. And I'm like, never even had teeth. I could have sworn he had teeth when we saw him. So my question is teeth a code word for money? He never even had money? Is that what you're trying to say? Or did you really mean his actual teeth? Anywho, Porsha speaking on Destiny swapping. Y'all already know how I feel about that. Swap her out. Kelly asked the ladies why they left so soon, and Cynthia says, I didn't leave so soon or whatever. Like, I stayed to the end or stayed to however long or whatever. And then Shamia apologizes again. I said, girl, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut your. So, like, you're getting on my nerves with this. Apologizing over and over. And then here's the thing for me. It's who you're apologizing to. You're apologizing to women that do not care and will never apologize back to you. You might get a possible, not even one in a possible. You might get a possible apology out of Cynthia. But these ladies will never apologize to you for anything. And you over here giving out apologies. Then she talk about I want to give context. Context for what? Please stop. They do not care. They didn't care about the context when Angela was clearly lying on you. When she was exposed for lying on you, they did not care about the context and they did not speak up for you. So why do you care about trying to give them the context now? And look at who you talking to. You're talking to two women that's been up Porsha as the entire time. And the only reason Cynthia really had you coming over to her house was so she could get information from you to run back to Porsha. And then sat in your face and tried to make your life matters with your mom and her health be the issue as to why you're rah, rah, rah at other people, knowing that you're responding to people. That is awkward. I do not care at this point for any of you ladies to understand me. You are committed to misunderstanding me because the side that you are on has been chosen. You've already chosen your side. I have nothing to show y'all. The only thing that I can show y'all is that I meant what I said and I'm standing on it. What you finna do about it? What you gonna do about it? These people are not your friends, girl. These are Porsha's friends. And the quicker you understand that these people are merely co-workers, the better. And after you understand that these folks are merely co-workers, stand on your stop apologizing. Because truth be told, if you got to drag them again, drag them again. What Porsha said, and I do it again. I do it again. I'm not apologizing to y'all for nothing. Who I am now is who y'all have created. Understand? So if I'm a BITCH now, well, when I was being nice, when I was being kind, when I wasn't doing a little too much, letting y'all get y'all, it was cool. But now that I'm starting to check y'all and I'm clocking stuff in the moment, now I'm the problem? Nah. Phaedra says Shamia has been stirring the pot. She told Pinky that she ate meat. Number one, Shamia, you did do that. You did say that Phaedra said that Pinky was eating meat. Well, Kelly was the one that said it. However, Phaedra, you did imply that. So don't be dense. Okay? You've thrown a lot of shade at Pinky this season. You just haven't gotten caught in your shit yet. So to sit up here and make it seem like that lady stirring the pot, somebody didn't stir the pot enough on you with the shit that you've said about Pinky behind her back and talk about her finances and the way you've been looking. So, ooh, she got other problems worried about it. And did you hear about this or that? Okay. Okay. I would like to see how that's gonna flow next season. What else ended up happening? I think Phaedra mentioned that Shamia said something inappropriate to Angela's daughter. You didn't even hear it. So for you to even try and use that as a way to show that Shamia has been stirring the pot, girl, cut it out. The pot was already stirred. If she did say anything to Angela's daughter, and number one, it wasn't inappropriate. Wasn't inappropriate at all. Y'all, and then the fact that you couldn't name nothing else. The fact that you couldn't name nothing else to display how she's been stirring the pot, girl, shut up. Shamia says when people do things to her, no one said anything, which they didn't. But when she gets her lick back, now all of a sudden it's a problem. And Cynthia says, well, you know, if the roles were reversed, I'm just telling you, if Porsha would have said something negative about your mama, I would have had your back. I would have defended you. You're lying. Because when Porsha did come out on social media and say that, I don't recall you having Shamia's back at all. That's one. You wanted to stay out of it. And two, how I know another fact that you on bullshit is because if you would have defended her, when you heard Angela tell those egregious lies about Shamia, instead of coming to us in the confessional and clocking her, you should have had Shamia's back in that moment and you chose not to. So don't sit up here and lie to this girl talking about you would have defended her. You didn't do it against Angela. Anywho, Drew, Kay, Porsha, Pinky, and Angela, they're all sitting down. Drew and Kay seem to be getting along for the moment because I think they're going to have a blow up before the end of the season, child. Porsha says that she walked out on Shamia because she was still processing what happened earlier that night. She said she never predicted that Shamia would say that in front of the table. And Porsha says she was letting her guard down when it came to Shamia. So Drew asked Kay and Pinky, how do they feel about Shamia now that they've been getting to know her? And Pinky says that, you know, when she got to the airport and she asked Shamia if she was ready, and Shamia said, I'm ready for whoever ready for me. Now, I don't know if that's how she said it. Shamia can be animated, so that may be how she said it. However, is she wrong? I mean, look at how the season been going. Everybody been on her ass. So yeah, you're right. And run it back how you need to run it back. I'm ready for whoever is ready for me. Was she not ready? Okay, now she was delayed ready on Porsha, okay? Because Porsha said what she said a few months prior, and then Shamia made sure to wrap it up during the season. Okay? Then what was the other situation? Angela. Was she not ready for Angela when Angela was telling them lies? Yeah. Ashley was over there telling her, Angela lying on you. She trying to bring you down. So was she not ready? She wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. K. Michelle said, well, I'm kind of shocked to hear that because whenever I talk to Shamia, you know, she's just saying that she's hurt. She just talks about being hurt over the friendship. So Porsha says, we were on our way back to being cool. And K. Michelle said, girl, stop fucking lying. You ain't never had talk nothing about trying to be cool with Shamia, and you know it. Stop fucking lying. I agree. I have to say, even if I felt like they may have had moments where they were interacting and the camera would cut, I do agree with K. Michelle because this is the same woman that you had just said, no, your child can't be around her. And the different things you would say, oh, she looked dark or whatever behind the eyes, or she's a snake, and like those big words that you're using to make her seem like she's so much of the problem. You weren't trying to be that lady friend. Hell no. So Porsha says Shamia could have got her friendship back in Scotland. Let's move around. Shamia, for me, is just a people pleaser. I feel like Shamia has always put other people's feelings before hers. And when she finally puts her feelings first and gets stuff off her chest, she always feels conflicted. And in my personal, I feel like that just comes from a space of not having your back enough. Not having your back enough. When you say stuff and then you back in your head thinking, should I have said that? Should I have said that? Da, da, da. Why does it matter? If you felt like somebody made you feel a certain way, get it off. That's part of how you teach people how to treat you. It's just that simple. In my personal, you know what I'm saying? And we grown. We grown. We too grown for all of that. They don't pay your bills, and truth be told, they not finna beat your ass. It's that simple. Okay? I mean, if y'all got time to catch charges, then catch them. If you got time to catch charges, potentially lose your job, then yeah, get into it. Get that scrapping. You know, it is what it is, but girl, get that off your chest. So I feel like Shamia, though, you are learning a hard lesson this season. And a part of that, and I feel like you're learning this lesson to the 10th power on what it feels like to take on somebody else's beef, because you felt like Angela, Drew, Phaedra, whatever it is, you felt like other people have been taking on Porsha's issues. Well, that's what you did last season with Drew. That's why I give Drew passes for tagging your ass and sitting down with that lady husband trying to get some information, then going on doing interviews talking not gonna hold you. I'm with Drew on that, still with Drew on that. She should tag on your ass. I'm not gonna hold you. You're not wrong in everything. There's no single person on this cast that's wrong in everything. Everybody plays a part in the function. Okay, but you are definitely the one learning the lesson this season on what it feels like. You're learning it to a 10th power because more people are doing it than just you doing it last season. Okay. What else took place? Shamia asked Phaedra about Apollo and dating after divorce. And I'm kind of like, Shamia, why are you asking this question? Were you trying to like have a bonding moment with Phaedra or what? Like, why are you asking her about dating after divorce? Phaedra says that she only had 2 boyfriends during those 7 years or whatever. And I can believe that she had 2 boyfriends, but I don't believe that she only had 2 partners. But let me get out that lady cool like that. Birthday dinner. Porsha, Phaedra, and Pinky had the best outfits in my personal. Loved how they looked. Really, my top 2, I think for me, I know people may not, I don't give a damn what y'all like. High key. I like Phaedra's. Phaedra's outfit was the best for me. I thought she looked super cute for the birthday. Porsha was the next best. Loved it. And then also, I like Pinky's. It was real cute, simple. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo. Everybody else seemed like they was just doing extra. I ain't really like that outfit. And Shamia, you had the worst one. No, you had the worst one, and I ain't like that. So Cynthia tells the girls that Shamia doesn't feel supported and she can't win for losing. And Cynthia said that she told her she disagreed. And K. Michelle said, well, see, this is the thing, though. I don't want nobody to feel like they're on an island by themselves. And that really was K. Michelle's way of saying, I hear what you're saying, Cynthia, and I understand that you're disagreeing, but I'm literally playing the back and I'm watching y'all. And based on what I'm watching, y'all are doing that to that lady. Y'all do kind of got her out there on the island by her damn self. Yeah, that's that. We get to the dinner table. Porsha gives a full speech to Phaedra, adding extra sauce on it, talk about how amazing of a friend she's been. And oh my God, you held Pilar when she came out. You held my dress when I walked down the aisle to go get married to Simon, you know. Matter of fact, you do so much that you officiated the damn wedding between me and Simon. You know, when I couldn't comb my hair because I was so depressed, you came over, you combed it, and you curled it. You know what I'm saying? You did a whole lot for me. And I really, really appreciate it. You have rubbed my feet and painted my toes. Okay? Like the friendship we got can just nothing could ever compare. Not even the relationship I have with my sister can compare to the relationship that I have with you. Girl, we lied on somebody and we still came out on the other side. Look at us. Look at us. Over here on Bravo, thriving, girl. Okay? So like you really are my frack to my freak. Okay, and we see each other and we is locked in. Anything that came before that don't matter. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, they ain't got nothing on me and you. Okay, it's us forever. I said, Porsha, go ahead, baby. Like this is okay, girl. Now what? This is the shit I be talking about too. As much as Porsha says that Shamia wanted to trigger her at the table, Porsha also does things indirectly to trigger Shamia. What? Anywho, Phaedra talks about this cemetery, and at least K. Michelle discussing her closeness to death and how, you know, she's afraid of death. She almost died. She's afraid. And I see a lot of people were crying. That was an emotional moment. And I don't want to minimize how she felt in that moment. However, it does make one side eye you when you're ready to rush back to the table to get yet another surgery and put yourself in another compromising position, I will say. Drew begins to think of her dad. So she, I think, excuses herself. She goes off emotional. Porsha checks on her. During this time, Shamia speaks on not wanting people to feel like they have to pick and choose. But she said what she said to Porsha because it had been festering, because I believe K. Michelle asked her about that. Pinky is in the confessional and said, at this point, Shamia is a professional apologizer. And I said, I agree. You are. You're going to have to stand for something. You're going to have to stand for something. You're going to have to stand in what you said, and you're going to have to stand in whatever consequences come with that. Okay? Now, you've said things about Drew, but you've been ready to butt heads and go head to head with Drew. Even with Angela, I love the energy that you gave Angela during that sit down that you had with I forgot what restaurant it was, but y'all were sitting down and you snapped on her and called her Sasquatch, whatever it was, and walked out the building. Loved all of that energy. I want more of that, Shamia. That's you standing on how you felt when you were talking to Angela, and you ain't taking it back. You part of it is you standing on how you felt with Drew, and you not taking it back. I need you to do the same for Porsha and recognize the friendship is over. And if you had any care for the friendship potentially getting back to where it could have been, you would have never sat at that table and said what you said. You would have just held that closer to the vest, not said anything, moved on. Right? Yeah. That's just what I think. So at this point, you are a professional apologizer, and I need you to just like stand in your stuff, girl. Okay. She does go on to say that she regrets the time and where it happened, but it don't seem like she regret exactly what she said. Well, then what we crying for? What we crying for? Fuck these people. They ain't talking about that. Like, girl, whatever I said about her mama and them, girl, that shit was truth. Whatever y'all said about Kandi, that shit was a motherfucking lie. And that's where we different, huh?
How we